On behalf of Shri Kumarswami College Ausa, I welcome all the honorable dignitaries and participants on this virtual platform for the national webinar on the topic Women Development Monitoring Mechanism. The college has been conducting a long series of national and international webinars. The theme of webinar series is Women Empowerment and Environmental Conservation. Till today, hundreds of webinars have been conducted. Different topics were discussed related with different fields. The purpose behind the webinar series is to exchange knowledge, to enrich knowledge, and try to find out answers to questions and solutions to problems so that this can help the society and the nation and the needy people. The webinar series is going on very successfully and smoothly because of the inspiration and motivation of the chief organizer and chairperson of this webinar series, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar sir. I heartily welcome him as the chairperson for this national webinar. Today I am very pleased to welcome Honorable Invited Speaker and Chief Guest, Dr. Bharti Jaiswal ma'am from Department of Higher Education, Government of Uttarakhand. Ma'am, I heartily welcome you on behalf of the organizing committee of webinar series Shri Kumarswami College Ausa. I also welcome all honorable organizing committee members, including Vice Principal S.K. Misal sir, Junior College Supervisor Ravindra Karanje sir, MCVC Coordinator Praveen Udge sir, IQAC Coordinator Dr. Sanjay Kali sir, Dr. Anita Dole ma'am, Dr. Sudhir Garad sir, Ambadas Tillare, Dr. Patwari sir and Dr. Wadkar sir. We all are eager to listen the keynote speech by the honorable speaker. But prior to it, I request Dr. Anita Dole ma'am to introduce today's chief guest and keynote speaker. Please ma'am, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. You are welcome to this grand national and international webinar series. On occasion of Golden Jubilee Year of the college, Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa has organized a wonderful grand knowledge sharing webinar series with the aim of women dignity and women empowerment. So I am very thankful to respected principal for giving me this opportunity to introduce a resource person on this virtual platform. Many special thanks goes to organizing committee members and big thanks to all the respected participants. Those are joining very punctually from all over India and abroad also, and they are making this series very successful series. Today I am here to introduce today's keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Bharti Jaiswal ma'am, Department of Higher Education, Government of Uttarakhand. Title of speech is Development Monitoring Mechanism in Making. Her qualification is BCom, MCom, DPhil, USCT, LLB, BLib, MLib, Diploma in Computer Application, and she is UGC NET qualified, and she is Gold Medalist of PG Commerce. She worked as assistant professor for 10 years. She worked as additional statistical officer lecturer at degree college, and handled the role of vice principal also. She has contributed and played active role in team for the preparation and publication of analysis of state government budget of Uttarakhand, and also prepared the guidelines for departmentalizing the regular publication of the same in the future. She has contributed in team effort for the execution of various programs under SSSP, which included coordination, preparing RFP, legal documentation, departmental communication, etc. She has the experience of conducting various workshops, seminar and training program for the staff, college, students of the state and national area. She taught more than 30 subjects in various disciplines at various institutes of repute. She is undersigned as a bright student and won several quiz, extracurriculars, sports certificates at school and college days. She published a number of research papers related government economic survey for the state of Uttarakhand. So with this introduction, I would like to request today's keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Bharti ma'am. Please start your speech. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Bedkar. Thank you, Anita ma'am. Thank you to all of you for giving me this opportunity to present my topic, wherein I am very much interested in working for the women development in not only in my state but also the whole of the nation, and of course because women gender issues are so important, it extends to the whole entire world. Why not? We live in the country which has followed the philosophy of Vasudev Kutumbakam. Ladies and gentlemen, this work of mine started when I actually have been in the Department of Planning for last 13-14 years. I was working out there, and then I switched over to the Department of Higher Education. Now we need more of the active participation from academia towards the policy making. So this was basically why I chose. I have been invited for this platform so that I can bring the coordination between the academia and the planning process. My whole PPT is my presentation and everything is just focused so that we all also participate, and because the academia is full of knowledge and that knowledge is required for the women development of the country. Now I'll just start with my presentation, which will give you some reflections of what I intend to. Just a second.
Just click on arrow, madam.
Is my PPT been reflected?
Not. Huh.
It's not?
Not.
Just I'll again.
You select that square, then the icon of that sharing option becomes active.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that only, but I think there is just a second. So it's not working. Just a second. I'll again do it. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me start with it. First of all, there it is written in Shastras, it's written in every of our religious book. The divine are extremely happy where women are respected. Where they are not, all action projects are fruitless. This is what is the we call about gender equality is. In our religion, um, it is Lord Shiva has taken Ardhnarishwar group, that symbolize the equality of women with men. So that is what the reflection out here is, and the world is actually working towards it. Uh, Before we go, what we are doing in Uttarakhand, I'll just have a look on this gender gap index report of 2020, wherein the condition of women, the plight of women in India is not very good as per the data available at the international front. India has slipped 4 places to number 112 in the latest report on gender parity by World Economic Forum. We last year in 2018 we were placed with the rank of 108, but now we have slipped to 112th rank. In fact, India is at the bottom of the table of it is very much below when we have collected the data of 153 countries. Now, this is what is the analysis shows. According to the Global Gender Gap Index, if we compare our situation and we go for the ranking, India stands at a very uh, not a very favorable situation for us. In fact, when we compare it with our neighboring countries, we stand at place number 5th. If you can see this is the regional ranking, and our score is not proper. If we see uh, the last line of this particular PPT says that to bring about equality, it will take around 100 years. So I'll not be there, you all will not be there. It will be the future that might get the fruits of getting a equality platform. So really, it's high time that we all gear up and we work towards the women development at all the fronts. One thing I would like to say, that from the time of Satyug, right, we should not be very disheartened by these data. From the time of the Satyug until now, it's just 100-year gap now when we can achieve the equality platform for our coming up generation. So it's just the matter of 100 years. We should work hard so that these 100 years can be bridged into or compressed into some few years. Next, if we see the economic participation, we go for a breakup of this. For economic participation, equality, it will take around 257 years. Again, the score of India is very pathetic, and we are ranked 149th among 153 countries. So economic participation for women is a big issue. Labor participation ratio should increase, and we should all work towards that. Health and survival index, again, India is not doing very well. Sri Lanka, our neighboring country, is ranked one in the entire world. So that is something inspiring, and we should take the model of Sri Lanka for implementing in India. Why not? We can go for this aspect. Of course, this is one of the positive feature, the educational attainment sub index, wherein India is okay, not doing that bad, and it is expected that in 12 years we can actually achieve the education parity in the country. Now, we come to the political empowerment. Okay, this is something thanks to the panchayati Raj amendments wherein the participation of women has been made mandatory, but still it will take 95 years to close this gap too. Again, India in this um, chart is fairly good in comparison to the other neighboring countries, but still a long way ahead for us. Now, I'd like to share the vision and SDG theme of the state of Uttarakhand, wherein social development is aligned to SDG goal number 5, 10, and 16. These are the goals, specifically when we talk about the SDG sustainable development goals, uh, sustainable development goals, as every one of you must be aware that it is the UN agenda by which we need to work on 17 goals to uplift the condition of the people in the entire world. So SDGs which are aligned to the state of Uttarakhand, specifically to the gender role, is SDG 5, 10, and 16. So what we did in the Department of Planning was to create a monitoring mechanism for wherein we can monitor the progress of women on various fronts. So we have aligned our development monitoring mechanism with the SDG themes of the international standards. Now, if we see the NITI Aayog's report, the SDG report of 2018 and 19 of our country, we will see that the entire country is not doing good in the field of goal number 5, that is the gender equality. Only states which are actually performing are in the front level, that is Kerala, Sikkim, and somewhat Andaman and Nicobar Island. So this was the situation in 2018 and 19. In the parameters in 1920, things is somewhere in Himachal, um, and I was very surprised that in JNK also the things had improved, and Kerala, of course, maybe because of the literacy and the awareness, it's fairly doing good in the gender comparison. The whole of the other parts of the country is polished red, and which shows that there is performance when it comes to the gender parity. We have culled out from the SDG India Index uh, about the condition of Uttarakhand, and this is what is the ranking we had been attaining in the SDG India Index, and that is the gender equality, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls, women and child development. The in 2018-19 on this parameter we were 13. We slipped down to 15th rank in the women empowerment. But you know why this is important? This is important so that we we in the state or in your state also, we strive to uplift the condition. We strive to get the first rank. Why not? If Himachal can get, we can also get. But there should be a fair competition in improving the condition of the women. And that was the idea, that we actually go for some index or the ranking mechanism. Now, here, this was the All India ratings and the condition of women. I will like that such analysis is also done in your states, so that we can also find out, we can also contribute to the CAT process and present it to the our governments to improve the conditions. Now, next was, we worked on the various indicators, and we did an analysis of SDG report of around 150 indicators, and culled out some of the women specific indicators wherein we could actually focus on uh, where we are lacking and what is our strength in this. If you can see some of the major indicators like sex ratio at birth, we were not doing good, and our rank was really bad. So all our score will tell Uttarakhand score. You can see these arrows, these red or arrows moving down. It shows that we were not doing good. In when it comes to the percentage of ever married women aged 15 to 49 who have ever experienced spousal violence, Uttarakhand was doing good. That means there was less domestic violence in the state. So that became our positive strength. But the sex ratio, the other ratios, female participation, and other areas, we were not doing that good. Of course, because you can see here also in 5.1 indicator, rate of crime against women per 1 lakh female population, Uttarakhand was doing fairly well, and the crime rate in Uttarakhand against women was less. So that was our positive sign. So these were the indicators which were called out from the SDG index, and we are in the state of Uttarakhand really working hard that we maintain the good strengths, and we are working on the weakness of our state. Next is we also we have we are working on we are planning that we have mapped 34 schemes, like we have a lot of schemes like Manrega, participation of women in Manrega, or SHGs, right? So all these schemes we have mapped, and we will be doing a regular monitoring mechanism on this, that the women expenditure on these schemes is proper or not. So this will be a part of our mechanism in the time to come, though we could not include all these mechanism in the just a pilot project which I'll be sharing with you right now. But yes, we intend to include these 34 schemes also for the women development in our monitoring mechanism. In now this is the main part of our knowledge sharing in this. What we did, we took international gender index, we took the SDGs Niti Ayog's methodology, and we have created the 4 major streams where the women monitoring mechanism will be developed. First was, of course, the health and hygiene of the woman, which needs to be taken care of. Second was the safety, that was very important. Third was the education. Fourth was the empowerment, women empowerment related to the economic and political participation. So we have created these 4 spaces where we will be working. Now, in Uttarakhand, women education, we have taken the dropout ratios in the upper secondary and literacy rates, and we have taken 3 major indicators out here. And what we did, like in the SDG index, in the Niti Ayog's methodology, they have ranked the entire state ranking has been given, which I showed you in the first slides. Similarly, we took that method and we applied out here, and what we found, we have made the ranking of the districts out here. Like in Uttarakhand women education, Dehradun stood first, and which one was the last? Haridwar was the last one out. What I'm trying to tell you is, now there is a healthy competition between the districts to attain the good ranking out here. Similarly, we also went through the Uttarakhand women health and hygiene, where we took certain parameters. I am not going into depth because I have to show the model, and I know the time is very limited. But yes, of course, this I'll discuss. Like here, number of institutional deliveries, because in our state, MMR was actually increasing, and that was the cause of concern. And we studied the health parameters. We found that in the district area there was only 29% of the institutional deliveries. That means rest of the deliveries were outside any scam, and maybe they were home deliveries or something was fishy out here. And then of course that was contributing to what, to the mmrs. So we studied about this theory. You can see it was ranked very low, it was 12th in ranking, and we worked on these analyzing the data in the uh, real aspect. Then of course the women empowerment, that was the number of you know political participation, uh, working in Manrega, and beneficiaries under widow pension scheme. So all these were also taken, and we did a ranking out here. We, because women safety is a very very important aspect, I will like to give it to you can see in the all India ratings also, Uttarakhand is good in this. Hills are very very safe. If you see districts like Dehradun and Haridwar, which are plain areas in our state, there the plight of women is bad. Wherein in the hilly areas like Uttarkashi, Chamoli, Rudraprayag, these are very hill dominated areas. Here the condition of women was fairly good as far as the safety is concerned. So all the ladies out there, you are most welcome to the state of Uttarakhand because it is very 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 safe. Now we then took out this composite score, and we found the ranking which district was doing good. It was Pithoragarh, again a mountain dominated district of ours, which played, and Haridwar, which is a purely plain area, was not doing good. We then we started actually maneuvering a lot of inputs from planning to improve the condition of women in Haridwar, and we are working towards that. Now I will like to tell you that this ranking mechanism is will be now implemented towards the block level also. That means if Dehradun has uh, 7 blocks, it will be working on, will be providing a 7 block ranking. So we will come to know where we are actually not doing good. So this will be more exhaustive. And if you see, if you have seen these slides, we were only having 16 parameters, but now we will be having more of the parameters out here, and we actually intend to at least take 30 to 35 parameters where we can rank the districts in this particular sector. So I will just show you the link out here, if it works. Yes. So these are the sheets where we can actually see how data is being feeded, and we get the ranking. If any of you want these sheets where you can of course create it for your own states, and we have fixed in all the formulas for this, wherein the methodology of Niti Aayog has been inserted out here. So this was women education, this was women health, and of course this was the main composite sheet. So I'll again go back to the main side. Yes, this is there. Next is we can of course go for detailed analysis, like I was talking about the institutional delivery. The theory was not doing good in the health area. We actually went for the detailed analysis of this. I'll not go into depth because my time is running short. Then, of course, to measure the authenticity of this Uttarakhand gender specific index, we actually studied with other reports also. Like we studied with the HDI, Human Development Index, which actually is a survey based report, and of course the gender development ranking, and we found it is more or less coming to the same one. So here HDI and GDI HDI cannot be on the regular mode, but UG, that is Uttarakhand gender specific ranking, can be given monthly also, and we can analyze the development of the women out here. So this is there. Next is the authenticity. What's huh. uh, this was the revision of the gender development index, and this again the plate wherever HDI human development was good, because of the per capita and all. Haridwar, Dehradun, and Udham Singh Nagar, plain districts of Uttarakhand, were doing fairly good. They had the highest, HDI, but they were doing bad with the gender development index. And of course, our Uttarakhand gender specific index also showed the same thing, that the condition of women is fairly good in the hill area and not in the plain area. So it was a match, and got satisfied, okay, that we are working on the right parameters. Of course, these were some other aspects which we, which we took from the HDI report. That means men were there was men earned higher wage than women. That is that needed policy intervention. So why this was happening? We have equal wage act, but still these things were taking up, and because this was possible because we could get the insight from the index that we are not doing good out there. We also did because I've already told that in the female labor participation was not good in this state of Uttarakhand. It has been on the dropping front. So here also we went for a detailed study and found that in rural areas it is dropping, but at the lesser rate. In the urban area it is more. So here also we needed some policy intervention, and I'll tell you what we have done for these policy interventions. Of course, on the data, when it comes to the education, people want to send their boys to private school and girl child to the uh, government school. That means there is a discrimination out there also, because in private sector they feel that the education is um, fairly good. So I am not going into detail, but these were the results of all exercise. There exists attraction for private schools, etc., and we need to change on the behavioral tendencies. On health, again, people were more attracted towards the private sector, but then private sector we do not have the mechanism to monitor the private sector. We get the post from the government sector, administrative data easily from the government sector, but from the private sector it is difficult. So now we are working on inculcating private sector into mother tracking system. So this we are working hard, and our government is taking initiative on that. Other areas, Uttarakhand's MMR was poor, but because of this, intervention, we have taken a corrective act. It is now improved drastically. So now, this was what should we do? We need gender budgeting. We need researches how actually we can improve the condition, because why a monitoring mechanism is created? It is created to know the condition, but that condition should be improved, because second aspect is the improve, and of course the behavioral changes which need work out. So this was the roadmap. I'm just looking at my clock, so I have to finish all this. So we have to work on these aspects: uh, women health, women safety, and map needs to uh, be done. And all the learning gathering out here, I mean, those who are listening to me should come up with the ideas. What should we do? So that is there, and where these ideas should go, not in the of course this API and all and research, etc. This is important for us for our career growth, but it should go to the the policy makers. It should go to the real grassroots, because our knowledge should be reflected to our people. If we can improve the condition of women in India, that should be our target. Rest is all secondary. So, and who will do it? Academia has now the power to do it, to make changes. So more of the input should come there. What we did, like for example, to improve the labor participation, Anganwadi center in the urban areas, right? They were created into crèche centers. So we have now pilot projects going in our state. Why not to create Anganwadi into crèche centers where women can happily leave their children at very effective cost rates, right? Similarly, there is another aspect. Now this has been also given to the Ministry of Women in Central, and it has been accepted by from us. We are also working to talk with the international and national companies on biodegradable sanitary napkins, which is actually, as I'll just go into this aspect. Like for this, NFHS report says that this sanitary pads, if used, it takes around 500 to 800 years to decompose, right? And it is actually creating a lot of environment pollution. And our state, being very environment friendly, is working on this aspects also. And of course, women health, and it is women, it is related to the women health and environmental hazard. So we intend to create biodegradable that will be uh, that can be easily decomposed in few days. So Swachhta, Swasthya and Suvidha, right? Suvidha napkin has been introduced, and probably in our state also. Patanjali, we are having a discussion with the Patanjali that they will be creating such uh, biodegradable napkin. It will create it will be history, because pollution will be combated. Of course, the use of incinerators, we plan that it will be installed in the higher education, which is in the um, very coming up months. So this can also be there for decomposing the menstrual waste, and that will improve the condition. What I intended to say now, this, like whatever like I have talked about, what we intend, this is biodegradable napkins or Anganwadi centers in urban areas, and of course Anganwadi centers in the rural area also. Uh, it will be our second aspect in this, because in Manrega also many women they need a crash centers that will create a better uh, women partition. So in order to uh, improve improve these indicators ranking, we need to have some best practices. This best practices platform was accepted by the Niti Aayog also from us. Now they have this best practices forum also in our Niti Aayog, in state Niti Aayog. They are also sharing the platform wherein we will be putting our best practices. So now we will be having a more holistic approach in this. Uh, just this is here. Just be back with you all. So this is the basic intention we have. So what I intend to tell you all is, so in the second aspect, after we finalize our mechanism, now this has been also published in one of the state magazine, that is Niti Ghosh. Right? If you want a detailed aspect on this, I can share with all of you. You can read out there. It has also been taken up by the Niti Aayog in the center government, and they are also preparing this similar. We are having a collaboration with the NITI, UNDP, the United Nation Development Program. We are working together on this aspect in improving the in that will be somewhere fixed up with the SDG index also. Second aspect which I am doing it with my team out here is we are collecting the similar data from Himalayan state. So we will be creating a index and comparative index of the Himalayan state because we similar problems, similar uh, you know working conditions, similar nature or culture, whatever we can say. Now, I'll tell you this like we can measure the GDP. They have a uniform recognized system. Similarly, we can also have this if it gets approved by the central government and we implement it in the entire country, we can compare the gender condition in the entire country. So this is what actually I want to share. And of course, see, it's just a start. It has lot of flaws, right? It's not complete in all aspects. So, but it needs patience from you all because the academia is there, expertise is there, and we need that expertise from all of you. So this was there from my. This was a small contribution uh, to the country, and I look forward for more participation from all of you also. Very. Over to you, Dr. Pitka.
Thank you, ma'am, for your informative speech on the topic. And now the topic is open for discussion. So, if participants have any query or doubt, they can put it before ma'am for the answer and explanation. Please, participants.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, ma'am. It's me, Purva here.
Yes.
I would like to propose things means tax free. Don't you think so? It's very important for the female, especially because majority are from below poverty line. So for them,
very good suggestion, in fact, because Purva, you're very right in this because when we actually proposed that there was free distribution of sanitary napkins going in the government sector, right? But
yes, ma'am.
The cost of the current sanitary napkin is much less than the biodegradable sanitary napkins. So I think it is costing around 7 rupees, right? And we are distributing the sanitary napkins which is costing around 3 rupees, right? So there is a difference of 4 rupees per sanitary napkins.
Correct.
So we need funds for it, or we need huge production which can bring the cost of biodegradable sanitary napkins low, right? So it is very nice suggestion that we should give more tax benefits to the companies who actually propose to create such napkins, right? Or biodegradable products. Very nice. We can include. I think you must put up these points somewhere in your research papers, or suggest it to the Niti Aayog best practices website where this can be taken up. Why not?
All right, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other questions? I will love to have discussions on this. It's good topic, right?
I once again request participants come with questions and doubts, please.
Okay, but it cannot be one man show, right? So academia, I request you to participate more on this, and inject this spirit of such mechanism in your states also, so that we can have a united platform in the entire country. Just like we can compare our GDPs, we we should also compare the women development in our states and of course in the country. Why not? We should have such mechanism, and in the international spheres also, where their parameters can be also compared with ours. Like in the international front also, they have the national accounting system for GDP, comparison. Similarly, on the international standards also, we can have some, uniform methodology where we can, compare every aspects of development of women. This needs a start, and all of you must participate. Otherwise, we'll just be focused on our APIs and our, career growth. That is all secondary.
Hello.
Right.
Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah. Yeah. If we are thinking about the women development, the is any difference according to culture, like the northeast state, the culture of dominating the working culture women, but in North India, like UP and Maharashtra and Rajasthan, there are less participation in development, day-to-day work. But also Northeast, what are the challenges that women are not participating in larger scale business, but women are participating in household work as well as the day-to-day working condition? Is any difference in the region wise?
Sir, this is what I really nice question. Like this query has come up, right? This is what we actually don't know because we have not worked on this aspect. That is what I'm telling ki the second aspect will be to study the entire land belt and study what is the difference, where lies the difference. But we have not actually in the central also, in the state level also, we have not gone for such exhaustive study, and I'm really surprised that we have not yet started at the at any aspect. So in the time to come, if we have participation of from the northeast, and we all take this responsibility, we can create a mechanism. Even I am working on that. I had some talks with the states also, because when I was in the Department of Planning, we had this mountain platform now, Himalayan state platform. So we conducted the meetings also, and we will be taking the course, but it's not yet done. It's open for all of us to work upon that.
Okay, ma'am. Nice.
Is there anybody? Thank you, active participants, for your questions, and thank you, ma'am, for the answers and explanations. Now, after the keynote speech and question answer session, I would like to invite Chief Organizer and Chairperson of Webinar Series for the concluding
sir.
words.
Hello, sir.
Yes?
Am I audible? Sorry for the interruption.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you share the website link of Niti Aayog if we want to propose for being a part of those projects, or to share some research papers or related to this?
Yes, definitely. Are you in the group? I will share it.
Yes,
in the group.
ma'am. I'm there in the group chat box. Yes, ma'am. Even in the WhatsApp group, I'm there.
I'll share it over the WhatsApp group. Definitely,
All right.
yes, true. It's a live.
All right.
Share. Oh, by
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Right.
Now I request Chief Organizer and Chairperson of
Sir,
this
नमस्कार,
webinar
sir.
series, Honorable Principal Dr. M.
एक
Ambedkar
2
sir,
मिनिटांनी बोलतो सर
for his
बरं का सर?
concluding
हो
words.
सर, हो सर.
Please,
Webinar
sir,
चालू.
welcome.
Thank you, Professor Karad sir, and today's resource person, Dr. Bharti Jaiswal madam, who is from Higher Education Department of Uttarakhand state. all the participants, and also all the organizing team committee members, including our vice principal sir, IQC coordinator sir, Anita Dhole madam, Prashant Ugade sir, uh, supervisors Karanje sir, Udge sir, Professor K.N. Kadam sir, Jamuntrao sir, and all the participants joined here, and the resource person, those who are joining here daily. Today's topic is in boosting our webinar series, because our webinar series is having motto of women empowerment and women dignity, and with related to that topic, she has our resource person madam has explained what are the different mechanisms implemented by them as a case study to improve the state of condition of the women from the Uttarakhand state. And also she tried to collect some data from the other north states also, and she also gave suggestions to do such work in this area to all the teachers those are just thinking about the API. So it's the our duty, what is happening in the around, who is in leading or lagging position, we have to help them by with different schemes. Also she have given some tips of the Niti Aayog, all these things. So thank you madam for joining here and giving a best speech here, which is most useful to all teachers to do something in this social field, especially for the women. Thank you madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Right. Thank you.
Now I am here for the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee of webinar series Shri Kumarswami College Ausa. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank today's honorable speaker, Dr. Bharti Jaiswal ma'am, who has given a very good speech on the topic, and she has accepted the invitation of our college and delivered an informative speech. So on behalf of the organizing committee of the webinar series, I thank you ma'am. I also thank Honorable Chief Organizer and Chairperson of this webinar series for running such a long webinar series on different topics related with a variety of fields. So I thank you sir. I also thank Dr. Anita Dhole ma'am, who has given introduction of today's invited speaker. I also thank the participants for their active participation in both listening patiently keynote speeches and asking questions and doubts for answers and clarifications. Thank you participants, and I request participants to fill feedback link to have certificates, and at the end, with the permission of chief organizer and chairperson of this webinar series, I declare here that today's webinar is over. Thanks to all. Thank you very much.
हेलो प्रकाश सर,
थँक यू मॅडम.
तो फीडबॅक लिंक भेजे गए हैं
थोडा सर थोडा फीडबॅक लिंक टाका कॉपी करून, मला ते माऊस चालत नाही नीट. ओके, थँक यू मॅडम. We will keep this webinar for 5 to 10 minutes for fill up the link. You can leave and take rest now. Thank you. And please submit some 2-page data we include in our book.
Right.
Yes. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
सर कोणती लिंक पाठवायची सर?
फीडबॅक लिंक मी जी टाकली की नाही ती कॉपी होत नाही माझ्या ह्याच्यावरून. हां, ती टाकता येईल का?
सर दो फीडबैक लिंक भेजी गई है.
हाँ,
2 प्रकार की फीडबैक लिंक भेजी गई है.
ऐसा हो गया क्या?
हाँ सर, पिछले ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट में भी ऐसा हुआ था सर, और फिर सर्टिफिकेट मिले ही नहीं हमें.
अच्छा, थोड़ा देख लेंगे वो न्यूज़ क्या है, ये क्या है. ये माउस अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है इसलिए थोड़ा. ठीक है, मैं ट्राई करता हूँ अभी वो लिंक भेजने की. वो है क्या, देखता हूँ.
अभी तो दोनों भर दिए हैं सर, देखते हैं क्या होगा.
जी. है 83 रिस्पॉन्सेज आए वाले हैं. लिंक चालू है सर दोनों भी. आप कौन सी भर दीजिए. हाँ, कोई बात नहीं.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
ओके सर.